Thank you very much for inviting me to give address to all of you and the students. I am pleased to launch the National Hackathon in the area of iron making for the challenges faced by Indian integrated steel plant. This is a very timely initiative taken by IPE and BIT Sindri. Steel will continue to be a backbone and enabler of the society's evolution in progress. We are a developing country and our consumption, which is today, let's say approximately around 100 kg per ton, I think last year our production was something around 111 million tons. And this country needs to be, even in the near future, we need to go up to somewhere around 300 kilos per ton. And that's around 300 million tons in about next 10 to 15 years. This has to be fast because if we want all the infrastructure, we want everything, that's the way it should go. The reason why it is so important is because of its property, as Dr. Singh said. We have abundant raw materials. Over a period of time, the technology has evolved such that today the cost of production or steel is available in abundance and reasonably cheaply. Moreover, you have lots the properties of steel, which is high strength, high ductility, and the metallurgists definitely love the way you change properties with heat treatment. And the most important, which we normally don't talk about, is it is infinitely recyclable. So therefore, steel will continue to be a material of choice. However, if we look at various aspects of steel, it now continues, it also has thrown up different challenges and different areas of focus. If one looks at the UN climate goals or look at the World Economic Forum, we will see various aspects which should concern us. For example, the World Economic Forum 2021, out of the five most impactful risks which they talk about, three are connected with climate change, biodiversity, and natural resources like water. Just three out of five. The other two, which are connected with pandemic and weapons of mass destruction, is not a subject today. But the three out of five are connected with climate change, natural resources, and biodiversity. Similarly, if you look at the CO2 generation in the world, I think it is somewhere around 35, 36 giga million tons. Out of that, 8% is generated by steel. 8% CO2 generation is only by the steel industry. Of course, you people have worked with cement, as Dr. Singh said, and cement happens to be 3%. So both these industries are quite challenging industries. Then comes water. Even today, let's say many good plants have come down to 3 or in India, but 3 meter cube per ton is a huge consumption and the world cannot afford it. So in nutshell, both CO2 as well as water and other natural resources seem to be a problem for the steel industry. Industry, I must say, has worked hard to bring down the CO2 consumption in certain plants to 1.8 tons per meter cube. Water has come down to 1.5 in certain plants. So these are the benchmarks. But still, if you see that steel is going to increase for the infrastructure needs of our country or some other developing countries, whom also we cannot deny, the consumption, the generation of CO2 or the consumption of water are going to be matter of serious concern, and there will be issues surrounding that. No wonder, therefore, there will be lots of action groups, both in World Economic Forum, be it investors, be it climate change initiatives, and you will hear about it only next week about in this COP26. Everybody is concerned about it. Also, many of our family members, the new employees, the younger generation, will also be uncomfortable with the way we produce CO2 and consume natural resources. So I'm not trying to create a panic or anything like that, but I'm just trying to elaborate a challenge which is in front of all of us. It is therefore imperative that the academia and the industry has to join hands for the mutual benefit. And it is heartwarming to be a part of such a noble initiative which will benefit all stakeholders. As I mentioned, the Indian expansion plan has to be based on a sustainable business model. There are several challenges like environmental consideration, productivity of resources, greenhouse gas emission, and also the way we use land, water, and generate CO2. We were talking of change, and while I am speaking, I was just thinking that only 10 years back, if someone had asked me to address this gathering and concerns for the steel industry, what would I have said? I would have spoken about land acquisition. I would have spoken about displacement of people and R&R activities. I would have spoken about environmental clearances from railways and things like this. The issues what I mentioned earlier of CO2, water consumption, natural resources, all at least I don't think we are on the radar then. In just 10 years, you see the kind of difference it has made to the thinking of all of us. Fortunately, at the same time, digital engineering has made a substantial progress and is helpful and affordable in all walks of life. This digital engineering and the incubation center what you have, it is now possible to sense, gather data, transmit without error, store, retrieve, and analyze the data. If we look at the cost scenario of the industry in the Indian steel production, major cost incurrence and variances are noticed till the iron making stage. Also, the biggest contributor process to environmental use and CO2 emission is concentrated around iron making. Therefore, the subject of choice this morning and the way you are going to work around is actually of a great national importance. Though India has large reserves of iron ore and coal, and as mentioned by Dr. Singh, there are some issues about the quality which are unique to India. Therefore, the solutions will have to be evolved which are unique to us. For example, many plants in the world, let's say developing countries like Japan, do not use pelletizing plant. They are only on sinter and this mainly on sinter. Whereas we in India, if you are somewhere around 60 sinter, 40 pellets, that serves us much better than the rest of the world. Now, these are the things which have to be unique to all of us. We are fortunate that all the young minds which are full of energy and innovative thinking are involved in this. In the institute like BIT Sindri, they are getting armed with theoretical knowledge which forms the basis of industrial working. Also, because of the expertise imparted through the curriculum, they have been armed with advanced mathematical tools. To complete the learning cycle, they should be solving real problems, sharpening the application skill. For India to create an impressive growth story, the routine practices will have to be challenged. Innovative approaches will have to be adopted. I think this is what Hackathon is attempting to achieve. Last 20 years is a period of profound change due to technology. It has disrupted many businesses, many business models and supply chain to name the few. It has changed the way we live, work, think and are paid. This change is facilitated for opportunities for young individuals with drive and talent. This particular technological change has facilitated you all to drive the technological change. You are individuals with drive and talent. 40, 50 years ago, one couldn't think of starting a business as it was capital intensive and of course made more complex in India by the license Raj. You are in a different era. You are fortunate to have encouraging ecosystem, lucky to get education in a good institute like BIT Sindri with devoted teachers like Dr. DK Singh and Dr. Prakash Kumar, and there will be many others. All you have to do is to let your instincts and imagination flourish. Also, the phasing proposed in this hackathon, ideation and crystallization, are in the right direction. I think in the first phase, focus areas will be identified and then the team will try to find techno-commercial solutions for the selected ideas from the ideation phase, thus creating a practical business case. Going through this exercise, the participants will have a huge all-round development. IPE has been formed with very experienced professionals who have learned through and run through various industrial and practical experiences. They hold a track record of exemplary performance in the areas of operation, maintenance, engineering, project management, infrastructure, and associated fields. With the mentoring and guidance and the energy of the participants and the teaching professionals, great outcomes are expected. You are about to enter in an environment where you have opportunity to learn a lot, be it organization, be it people, be it technology. This will help you to expand your horizons, give you sense of what excellence is like, and enable you to see lot of exciting opportunities in times to come. I wish you all the best for a great success in a timely manner. Thank you very much.